Round 4 here in Bahrain, and this time it's a Mercedes on pole position, followed by the McLaren and back Yucatan, finally with a good qualifying yet again. Akari and Zanchi with decent qualifying, but their best one. First time that both of them haven't really been properly in that top 3. Soneran, another average qualifying for him. Hopefully he can gain a few positions during the race. Seb and Wonyung in the Aston Martins. Wonyung having a bad qualifying, Seb having a decent one. But let's get into the race. They all start standing here in under the lights in Bahrain as we await the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bright red lights, and the Bahrain Grand Prix is underway. It looks like a good start for Delward, but he's slowed up, he's bogged down after a brilliant start there. Summerfu is on his inside as they move further down to turn 1. Someone's already got a 5-second penalty, that is crazy. Summerfu up into the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix for a brief moment, and he's still side by side with him. He's fully ahead of Delward now. Delward looking to go down the inside, back on him, and he's got the move. He's up into P1 yet again. They're still side by side through this middle sector, and they're still side by side there. Paka Yucatan down to P6. Starvex has overtaken him. Akari has overtaken him. Zanchi has also overtaken him. This is a crazy poor start for him. Your boy now picking up a penalty of his own. Yucatan will be worrying and wondering how he's done that. And Delward is still ahead of all of them as Yucatan trying to go back down the inside of Starvex. He gets the move done. He is trying to just claw back his way after that very, very poor start. Summerfu gets done back down the inside, and he's going again with some more battery on this first lap. It's all kicking off here. Summerfu back into P1, and he will lead this race after 1 lap. Zanchi right on the back of the both of them here as they go forward onto lap 3. Zanchi on the inside line, that is the better line if you want to make an overtake into turn 1, and he's got the overspeed. He's overtaking the Mercedes of Delwald, and he leads this Grand Prix yet again. But Summerfu trying to get down the inside, he's not really able to move anything there. But on the straight, could he make an overtake on the Brazilian? As he's right there beside him, he shifts over to the inside line, and he goes for the dive bomb, and he makes the dive bomb, but not fully. He's given the racing room to his rival here in this race, and they are still side by side through sector 2. Summerfu has the inside line there. He makes the move down the inside, but he's still got 2 or 3 cars right behind him ready to pounce. Yucatan now making another overtake on Akari here. He has moved up into P4, not yet. Akari fighting back with some battery, but Yucatan goes for the double pass on the Mercedes and the Williams. He's not able to make it fully, but what an aggressive move from Yucatan. Looks like he's not the only one that's locked in today as Delwald goes down. Now out of the final corner, we have got about 4 cars in this battle for first place, but Yucatan just clinging on as Zanchi is moving past 1, and possibly, yes, he's got it. He's got 2, and he's going into the first corner. He leads this Grand Prix once again. It's a brilliant brawl between the top 3. This is getting very heated. Delward looking to go back down the inside, and he dives it on the Williams. What a move. Now the grid is starting to bunch up yet again, and Yucatan out of the final corner. He's already on that inside line. He's passing 1. He's going for 2. Can he get 3 on 1 straight alone? Paka Yucatan, for the first time in his career, leads a Grand Prix in his first official season. He used to drive for Williams, now he's facing 1. Yucatan still leading this Grand Prix. Can Zanchi finally get the move on what used to be his old teammate as of last season? They weren't really a good team then, but Delwald, he has popped out of quite literally nowhere. He's back up into the lead. Delwald still trying to cling on that inside line into the final corner. He gets the move on Zanchi. Zanchi slowing up a bit. He's coming into the pit lane quite early here, and that is probably to serve his 5-second time penalty and possibly get the undercut to make up for the time lost in the pit lane. As Summerfu looks like he's also coming in behind him. Could he get the jump on the Brazilian as Summerfu has already exited the pit lane? Zanchi just about getting his tyres on, and he comes out just ahead. That's a bit of a dodgy release there from the Williams team, but I guess they'll let it slide as they exit the pit lane, single file, and there's side-by-side cars up ahead. Nubert Nunes, no, not Nubert Nunes, this is Milian Brulez and the Ferrari of Osprey, both now up into the points here. Red Boy in that Red Bull, trying to make a move up in P11. Can he get into the points as he's right on the gearbox of Brulez? He gets down the inside and there's a virtual safety car. It's a full safety car here. Nubert Nunes, Milian Brulez's teammate, is out of this one. It's a mechanical failure, it looks like, because he was not with anyone at the time. And the safety car is about to end here. We will have just over 14 laps of racing here. When will Akari go? He's slowed down the field, and now he decides to put pedal to the metal, but it's not a good restart. Dewald trying to time it for the line. He's side by side with Akari, and now he just gets the move off across the line, and Yucatan is falling behind back on the gearbox of Akari. They are both slowing each other up. Akari being overtaken by 4-5 cars back there, and Yucatan has to serve the consequences of being right behind him. Dewald back up into the lead of this Grand Prix. Starvex up in P4, Temilolua in P3. Summerfu and Zanchi further back behind, trying to claw back positions as they were absolutely shafted by this early safety car they missed. Zanchi has been following Yucatan for about 3 or 4 laps now. This is getting spicy here as Yucatan already going a bit defensive and a bit offensive at the same time, shifting over to the inside line. Can he get the move on the Ferrari? Zanchi right behind him. Great reaction time and another aggressive move from Yucatan. He's gone past 1 and 2 cars but gets done back down on the outside. Zanchi's still trying to follow Yucatan through here. He is going down the inside of the Audi and he's got ahead and he's up into P5 despite all the problems, despite the safety car, despite the 5-second penalty. He is up and back ahead of the Audi and back ahead of the McLaren. What a move from Zanchi. And it looks like it's Zanchi's turn to do some serious overtaking here. He's going down 3 cars on the inside. Yucatan slow through that straight there. They haven't got much straight line speed throughout this whole season, but now he has fallen back down to 6th. Soneran Temilolua into the pit lane for medium tyres, and they're hoping that the rest follow suit. Zanchi trying to chase down Dewald on these final few laps here, but they're both into the pit lane, and this might just be an Audi masterclass here from Paco Yucatan. He leads the Grand Prix once again, and with 2 laps left, are we even sure that these guys can gain back up the time they've lost in the pit lane? It's another quite dodgy release there from Zanchi. He's overtaken Dewald in the pit lane, but that might be reviewed. And coming out the pit lane, they are down in P9 and 10. Seb also into the pit lane, and many others. E stays out, Summerfu stays out, but Yucatan leads, and Safraz is up into P2. What is going on here? Paco Yucatan could win this race. We're on to the final lap, and Zanchi is right behind the Minister of Defence, defending into turn 1, trying to hold him up for his teammate, but not for long, as Soneran has to let Zanchi go in the Williams. Can Zanchi make some more overtakes on this lap? He started this very last lap in P7. Could he make some overtakes and get what the max position would be at P3? He is looking and hoping that he can make a few overtakes on this last lap, as he's just right behind 4 or 5 cars, and he's going round the outside of the Mercedes, but he's got about 5 cars surrounding him. How is he supposed to find a gap? How is he supposed to make a move? Can he make a move on anyone, it seems? And he's found a gap on that outside line, but it looks like it's too late. Paco Yucatan is leading this Grand Prix. It's another good move from Zanchi there, but Paco Yucatan will come home to win the first ever race for Audi, and it's a Grand Prix winner for the first time in his career. But it looks like Zanchi, despite everything, despite all the problems, will be the one coming home for P3, and all of these guys behind him will be wondering what they've done wrong today.